What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys had a great trading day yesterday. Good evening, and welcome back to the Stock Market Tuesday. Got you guys piling on into the room. Good morning to Adam. We got Bill, Brian, Christopher, Lisa. Good morning. We got Gina. We got Greg. Gina, by the way, today's the day to sell the. Today's definitely the day to sell the calls, just as we were talking about. Greg, good morning. We got Jay in the house. Good morning to Jeff, Joe, John, JT, Justin, Lenandro. Good morning. We got Martina Peters in the house. Good morning to Ron, Sean, Win, all my peeps in YouTube land. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are ready to rock. But let's see. We got all my peeps in YouTube land. Good morning, Jennifer Lovell. Good morning to Daniel. All the lurkers in the background. It's okay. I still love you guys, but hit the thumbs up, the like button, subscribe, share, and we got Adam throwing in some tickers already. If you guys got tickers, throw those into the chat. Be happy to cover those. Take a look. We'll see what we could scope out for today. We got the SPY, a little bit of a gap up. Strong day yesterday. We're already above so here's let's take a look real quick at the volume. 2 days ago, so that would be Thursday, or no, that would be Monday, Friday. Yep. So Thursday, we had decent volume on this candle. Right now, at least, we'll have to see where this candle wants to open. But right now, I think about 3.5 minutes ago, maybe 5 minutes ago, we were actually above that candle. So we're kind of working our way back into it. I have my VPOC somewhere right at 440.19 from that day. So if we pull back, which would make sense, this is a retest gap. We do have some moving averages coming in for some pressure. Yeah, right now we're bullish. I don't know. This week is going to be a little bit wild. And again, lots of earnings out. We'll definitely take a look at some of those tickers. NVIDIA is going to be the big one. I think everybody's watching the Vidsters, and we'll see. Well, I don't know how this week is going to look at the end, and I'm not saying I'm completely bearish or completely bored. I just don't know. I have no idea how number one, NVIDIA reports, and I think that they do well on the reports, and I think that they're going to hold up well. I don't know how the stock is going to do. That's what I don't know. And again, it's going to be the entire market, even with Zoom. We'll get to Zoom. But they started talking about AI a lot. They're up a little bit after hour. I mean, that's the play. So if NVIDIA starts to come in, one of the bigger AI plays, and that one just sucks wind out of the market, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But we have SPY. I think today at least we get a little bit of a pullback. If we go really bearish, and I don't think we get down here today, I just don't see how, but the market's done stranger things, so we'll still cover. So 436.86 would be my target to the lower side. My one before that is my random line, which is 438.91. We've been using that. And again, today we're opening over it. So could we do something like this where we just kind of pull back? Probably I would assume lots of people are looking for that to kind of hold it. So am I. But if it breaks, then I'm looking for this 438.91 and then seeing if we can get some kind of bounce off there. So maybe we come down. It's almost 50% of the move yesterday. But I think we have some decent support now in the zone. To the higher side, again, for right now at least, I'd be looking for probably about 442.61. And then I was looking at this pre-market as well. Here's our breakdown. So this blue line's my uptrend. This is the candle we broke on. We hung out there for one more day. Then we got a solid break. This candle's the retest of that uptrend. And really, honestly, that retest has not been retested yet. So I'm going to put my targets on this market for like 446.13 and then try to figure out what happens from there. But I think there is definitely some more room to the higher side. And we'll see. So that would be my target. We got a lot of different VPOCs in that zone. This candle was never really retested. We got close over here to a retest, but in a bigger pivot, if we do sink, I think that has to kind of somewhere in that, at least that target price. Let's take a look real close at the Qs, see what they're doing this morning. So again, we have a little bit of a gap up. pretty good location on the Qs. If we could hang on to this zone for the next 24 minutes. I mean, we're slightly above some VPOCs. I got a target higher of 368.17. So we got about roughly $2 to the higher side. If that could break, target would be 369.38. We're starting to we're opening this morning above the 10 EMA as well. Can't forget though, it is a retest gap. I do like if we could hang in there, terrific. Otherwise, first little support comes in at 365.63. That would be an interesting one. That would be pretty much right at that 10 to use it as some kind of support. If it gets a little bit more of a retest or sell day, watch that full retest, watch for 364.19. So we have a couple levels in here that could be iffy, but all in all, and we said this yesterday. We were taking a look yesterday and we're saying, okay, this is one of the first days, 2 days ago, Friday, that actually wasn't a big sell the rip type day. And then you're gapping up from it, which, okay, you had a big strong green day here. Not really sell the rip, but this is another gap down. Didn't really give it back, had the retest, and then we gapped up Friday. So to me, the sentiment was kind of changing. We're still iffy because we're not out of the territory. I think we might, on a very short time frame scale, be a little bit more comfortable buying the dips for now until we get some kind of news, which again, earnings could be crazy. All right, but let's take a look at Nvidia, the golden star of the stock market so far for 2023. I'm only going to talk about today. I don't know. I don't know what happens. And this again, we could be at 600 by the end of the week. We could be at 300 by the end of the week. Like, it's that crazy. But we'll see. For right now, really, really crazy gap. Almost into all-time highs if we're not there already. We're very close to it. A little bit of a pullback could make sense. I don't know. But if we pull back, first stop would be 475.29. From there, 469.69. We've seen a couple companies. I forget which ones. I think Eli Lilly. There's a few other ones that gapped to all-time highs and did keep on running. That would be this situation. My question as an actual human being, not an actual algo trading the market, I would be looking at this going, I got in anywhere. This is me. I got in anywhere at all on Nvidia. Today I wake up profitable. I could sell out with gains, even if I take partials and I don't have to wait for the earnings report. I would sell, but I don't know. This market is wild. So let's see what happens up here. The probable direction is bullish. Like the momentum, crazy bullish. I think this one will be buy the dips today if we get one. Even if we get a small right candle, it might still be buy the dip. I'd want to see something a bigger pullback, and then maybe we could rip it up higher. But I've seen this exact chart probably 3 or 4 times over the last week, I think, week and a half, and they all went higher. Momentum is bullish, probably will go higher. Question is where, and does this thing pull back first? So we'll have to see. We still have 2 full trading days until Nvidia earnings come out, but I think it's going to be a little bit of a tricky one. I don't really want to short it today. It's just about picking out how to go bullish. Tesla, same thing. So Tesla, nice little gap up to 240. Really strong day yesterday on the Tessie. I think very good location. Probably 240, 275 is the first stop on this one for today. So very limited to the upside, at least for the initial target. If that could break, probably we're looking for like 245, 40. Then we're looking for like 246.98. So probably, I think that max today. I mean, I don't want to say max, but I think a very good target to the bullish side would be 246.71. And then to get there, we have a couple different areas we have to break through. Again, momentum is bullish. This is a very strong day yesterday. We do have a little bit of resistance above us. I think Tesla would look to fade probably into this 235 zone. That has been a very good strong support for that was a good strong support and then resistance for Tesla. So look for that 235.35. If it comes down there, that's probably your buying side. I don't know if this gap fills, but if we start to break that 235, then I think we have more of a gap fill, probably into the 228, 229, something like that. But that is a retest gap again. Momentum yesterday, very, very bullish. Nobody wanted to sell. Everybody kept buying. It looks like that continued overnight into the morning. Does anybody from Tesla want to take profits today? That is the bigger question. And I can't go long on it. I just cannot go long on it. I'd have to lean a little bit to the short side, but it's going to be tough to fight some of the bulls on just these bigger names today. Things that had those crazy momentum. All right, we got Macy's. So Macy's did report earnings. They look like they beat 12 cents to for earnings per share. That's an 86% surprise to the upside on earnings per share. We beat 1.27 on revenue, so $64 million higher than expected, and they are getting clapped. I actually again don't really mind. Do they have? I don't know why they're down. I have no idea. It was a decent report on Macy's. I didn't sit through any of their conference calls. I didn't really see too many reports on them. I don't know if we're putting out 5% short float or so. Yeah, but they're down, so the shorts are winning. Maybe Outlook came in bad, or maybe they just don't have enough AI at Macy's. One of those two. That would be my only thought process. Otherwise, yeah, I don't really know. Nothing seemed that bad as far as that earnings go. So we'll have to see. There's a lack of intelligence there for sure. Yeah, that's possible. We got, so from a bigger picture, you got the 618 is somewhere at the $16.19 zone. And this is looks like on a daily picture, we kind of hit that 618, use that as some type of resistance. Again, once we start breaking 618, usually you probably stay away from most of it till we hit the close to the bottom. Could Macy's hit $5, $6 again? I don't know. Again, I mean, their earnings have been consistent. Like, we've been surprising this thing all the way to the upside for quite some time, and it's no love. That being said, on the daily, we got for a long time. I don't think I really mind Macy's here. For the longer term, today, see what happens at 1352. If it comes down there, that's probably your attempted buy spot, and then maybe go with like 1288 as your stop. This is technically a retest gap. This one has been selling into the earnings. And I'd probably, if I have to go, I wouldn't go short on this one. See if this thing holds up. Maybe longer term, if this gap closes and you don't like Macy's, that'd probably be your short opportunity. But you got a little bit of room to work. In a bullish side, target to the upside would be 1470 if we could get there. And I would shave a couple shares at 1428 if that happens. Hector's in the house. What's up, Hector? All right, let's see what else we got. IONQ. I entered one more. IONQ. Is this a earnings? No. IonQ partners with Bearing Point to offer quantum system consulting in Europe. All right, so news. Forces. They joined forces with Zapta AI. Bullish. What is the what is the short float on this one? IONQ. 11% short float. And a partner with something to do with AI. That's, I mean, enough said. Again, a little bit of a retest gap. See if this one could pull back first or give us some kind of a red candle. I'm going to throw this one a little higher on the list just to see what happens. I like that short float a lot. I like the fact that it has AI involved now. I have no idea what they did before. Probably IA. They completely reversed the business. But technically speaking, just on candle perspective, this should be, well, it looks a lot like the rest of the market. Actually kind of looks like Tesla a little bit. But this should be a little bit of a pullback, sell off, somebody take profits. 11% short float. Question is now, who are we actually scaring at this point? Really 1 day, almost 2 days. So it's not quite high enough where I'm like really excited. I'd want to see, realistically, I'd probably want to see somewhere above 1569 to get really excited. Otherwise, 1529. But otherwise, you can wait for this pullback. I think we could get some selling maybe into like 1456, potentially even back into maybe 1435. We're not trapping that crazy amount, but that's good news. They got AI in the name. People might get excited, and you do have a short float, so it could pick up. John says there's a lack of intelligence there for sure. Yep, for Macy's. Yeah, we got to cover Dick's Sporting Goods, aka Richard's store. Yep, they're getting absolutely. Oh, there's a lot of jokes here I could make, and I'm trying to hold back and restrain myself, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm doing my best. I'm only human. I'm only human. Yep. So we got Dick's down, starting to get into a little bit of a support-ish area. I think it actually has a little bit more room to go to the higher side. Watch for like 118.76. I think that's probably going to be, I think, the max of any type of recovery. If it does go one more, probably 120 today. I don't know if I'd be looking to play this fade. You're trapping everybody who ever joined the stock market and has taken out shares on Dick's for the most part. Probably target to the downside. We might get another $4. I'm just looking at the volume over here from the Lux Algo. How bad were these earnings? Are they still in business, this store? So they missed by 25% to the downside. And they also missed 13 million to the downside. I mean, that's not a good report, but I guess nobody plays sports anymore. I don't know. Kids sitting inside playing too many video games. Yeah, Dick's has 11% short flow, but all those shorts are winning right now. Again, the short float really comes into effect when you're looking for a squeeze to the higher side. The question, the actual, I mean, this is going to be an interesting one to see. If you have 11% short float, that's a decent amount. Do they want to take profits on this? I think this thing could come down a little bit more. So first level I'd watch for 115.56. Let's see if we can get there. It's not going to be blind buy. That's a very weak little zone. And right now we have a lot of pressure to the higher side. We obviously have negative news. High short float could bring this thing down. I would actually like to see this thing closer to about 106.63 if I had any interest in buying it long term, but that would be my first stop, and the next stop would be all the way back to like $78, $79. So we'll see. But yeah, I think it's got some more room to the downside, believe it or not. Let's see if I'm gonna see if I can get a bounce on this one. That's how I'm gonna play this one. I'm gonna join the shorts. I rarely join the shorts. I'm gonna do that today. Let's add this to the list. That's my plan on Dick's. Wait for the bounce, and then push that 11.7% short flow to about 11.8. That's my plan. So I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit of a bounce, and then I'm gonna try to continue the selling pressure on Dick's, because we do have about $10 to the downside. I don't think we get there today though, but let's see what happens. Amazon, AMZN. Amazon's taking all the business. Yeah, it's probably is taking most of the sporting good business. I don't know. I went to what do we got? 20 minutes. When the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, because even though I'm from New York, I live in PA, and my kids were like, "Yeah, we want a Eagles jersey," because they have Eagles Jersey Day for the play, like for the Super Bowl, and I was like, all right, it's not my happiest purchase. But then I went in there and like they didn't have kid sizes. You ask for help, and they're like, nah, it's probably in the back somewhere. I'm like, well, can I just go back and get it myself if you're not going? How does this work? So yeah, it wasn't like that best experience, but it wasn't bad. I think Red Robin is worse. Red Robin by far. All right. I know they're two different businesses, but that's how bad Red Robin is. All right, we got Amazon. Yeah, a little bit of a gap up. Looks kind of like the rest of the market for today. Let me see. What else we got? Snow for Jennifer level. Looks a lot like the rest of the market. I kind of liked what did we try playing yesterday? Was it Airbnb? Kind of reminds me of Airbnb from yesterday. And that one actually did a full reverse bearish candle. Pre-market on this one's actually no, not gapping enough. I would have needed this one to gap here, but yeah, so I had a downtrend, kind of did a high wave off the downtrend. Again, we came down, we retested the trend line again, still not high enough on Airbnb for me to play, but just wanted to pull it up to see how that one did yesterday. Snow did the opposite. Snow is also tech related too. So we'll see. But yeah, pretty decent day. Again, back into that downtrend, which is why I kind of thought of Airbnb. We do have a little bit of resistance probably coming in at 155.44. We have another spot, and this is the spot that I think we either stall out or this is going to be an amazing trade. 155.72. If we can start getting closes above that, then you have a lot of range on this thing all the way up to 166. So you get about $11 to the higher side of life if you can get a little bit more. So right now we do have a little bit of resistance, and it is a retest gap. I do expect a little bit of pullback here. See what happens at 152.12. If you're not in it, that would be the spot to at least look or consider some kind of maybe swing trade. Actually hold off on swing. I don't know. You do you, not financial wise. For me, I think I'm going to hold off on some swing trades, especially anything tech related, until probably Monday. And then maybe I'll look. Hector says Nvidia going to 1,000. I mean, it's made it this far. Might as well just continue the race. We'll see. Palantir, PLTR. Palantir to 1540 to complete the Head and Shoulders starting from back on May 30th. Well, that's going to be a big area for him. Let me see, May 30th. Starting on May 30th. Let's see, where is right around here? I would look at it. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's where it started. So what you're probably looking at is this. This is the head, and then you're looking for this to kind of come up. You're saying 1540, maybe over here. I don't know. I would look at it a little differently for me. So the Head and Shoulders, we got 5 minutes. The Head and Shoulders is all about sentiment more than anything else. So what you want to see on a Head and Shoulders is like, okay, you're bullish, and then profit taking, right? That first peak is profit taking. The next one you see, it's got to get above that first one because you're still bullish, right? Sentiment is still bullish. Then, of course, you're going to see some profit taking. Then on that next candle, that's when this sentiment changes. That's going to be your first lower high, something like this. And then you start to sell. So this essentially, this part of the Head and Shoulders is just the stock losing sentiment, right? It's starting to flip from bullish because the bulls were able to be strong enough to fight any of the bears, to fight the profit taking, and to take it higher. The second arm of that, they were not able to do it, right? So for me, I would look at this one a little bit differently, and probably, I mean, here, yeah, sentiment is obviously still bullish, but I think on Palantir we have, okay, bullish there, but then we came down one more time, so that's profit taking, and the bulls were still strong. So I think if you're looking at this, that would be my left shoulder. This is the head. Essentially, yeah, we're back down to this neckline here. I wouldn't consider this really a peak. So this is not your peak yet. If this is going to be a head and shoulders, I have zero idea if it does, but I'd want to see bulls come in, and then if it's going to be the head and shoulders, I don't know how far this goes. I'm just drawing it to 18. Could be less, could be more. But then on this next peak, this is where this thing's got to start to fade. So I'd want to see this rounded out a little bit more, get a little bit more upside in it, and then bulls go, yeah, little too much. Makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly where it stops. You definitely have a good little resistance over there, to say the least. APP. There's a great gap up. Yeah. I like it more than Nvidia. That's gonna go first on my list. Plenty of room. I would say first stop, you could get to 46.81. 50, probably 52.50 is also possible. 54.18 is possible. This one I like a lot. I don't think the short float on app is that high. Let me see. APP. 9% short float. That's not bad. Yeah, we'll have to see how this thing wants to open, but that could be my favorite gap of the day. I don't know where this thing goes to for targets. I would just, for me, I'd probably throw a 3R target out, see what happens, and then just kind of follow it up if I could get a good enough entry or setup on it. It's got plenty of room to the higher side. How big of a gap is this thing? This is only, it's only really gapping $1.50-ish, but that $1.50 is huge. All right, let's see if maybe we can get a little bit of maybe pullback, maybe a pre-market breakout we could look at. Got a minute left. Let's take a look at XPEV. By the way, Lisa, your chat on Zoom is on host and panelists. If you want to just change it over to everybody. 1 minute. We got XPEV. Still inside day from, I don't think out of the gate it's probably great. I think this one is a more bigger candidate for definitely coming down to like 1654. Maybe could even catch it at like 1632, but 1654 is where I would look. It does look bullish, like it's starting to try to push. Inside day though, wait for that little pullback on that one. I'm gonna get app up, and then let's also switch over to TOS. I only got like 10 seconds ish, something crazy like that. But everybody out there in YouTube land, I do appreciate joining us each and every day. You guys are more than welcome to trade with us. We do this from like 9 to 6 at night, like Eastern time zone is crazy. It's a lot of fun. We go through a lot of trades, a lot of setups, and you guys are more than welcome to join us. But that is the morning bell. So unfortunately, at this point, I got to disconnect. But before you go, though, hold on. Don't leave yet.